We're checking out the specialized Levo Expert. This one's a little bit lighter, higher end components, even a larger battery pack. It's actually a pound lighter. But this uses the Bros center drive motor, okay? And it's really tightly integrated down here. Same with the battery pack, and they've got some good like kind of skid protection going on here. You're able to leverage the rear cassette. This is 1x11, so only one sprocket up front. You might be like, oh, am I missing that much? There's a pretty good spread there. I think it's like 11 to 42 teeth. And then you could always adjust this front sprocket if you wanted, but maybe it's 32. Works pretty well, very responsive. Because it's torque and cadence sensing, if you just ease off a little bit, not so much torque, as you shift, you won't get as much mashing, but there's no shift sensing. So like Bosch and Impulse, those are some trade-offs between the different systems on the bikes.
Yeah, the tolerances are, super tight on all the fitment over the whole bike, whether they're mounting the engine in or the motor in there, or they have the battery placed in there. Really clean, very compact, and it's really accessible. So there's not, a bunch of plastic levers you have to unlatch or anything like that where you'd risk snapping something off, once it dry rots and dries out over time. You plan on having the bike for a while.
Sure.
It's an aluminum axle that they put through here. It's just a 6mm bolt. Pop that out, and then the whole battery just pops right out after we remove this. You have to have the battery off, so make sure you power it down before you unplug that.
Okay.
And then that's just a little magnetic plug right there.
It's a charging point.
Exactly. So this is exactly where you charge it, and then obviously make sure you hook it up before you head out. Only have one power source that's inside your house. You don't have anything in the garage rather than lugging the whole bike in. You can just pop a bunch of batteries off, lay it on the counter, and charge them up.
Here's the charger over here. I'm just going to point this out. So it's a couple pounds. It's a little bit longer and it's beefier, but that's because it's 4 amps, so it's going to charge a little bit faster. The motor is 250 watts nominal. I think they say something like 500 plus peak. The battery pack offers 36 volts of power. So again, this is fairly comparable, and this is the larger size battery. So if you're thinking about, the Comp versus the Expert, you get the larger battery, which is going to get you a little bit more range. You get the higher end components.
Super easy. You really wouldn't have to ever take the battery out unless you need to do maintenance on the battery or send it in for service or anything like that.
Or replacement.
Or even replacement. Pop that axle out right there, and then make sure it's unplugged, and you just pull it straight up. And it uses this little latch system, so that's the only portion holding it in on the bottom. This slots into this bottom half here.
6.7 pounds. Black, and there's the skid plate we were talking about, and the energy bus on the lower.
You can even see, we'll lift it up here, and if you
cool.
You can see all the cables on the bottom. So when it comes to maintenance, although the cables look like they're internally routed, which for bike mechanics has been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you have to fish everything through the frame. It's very easy to access all the cabling on here. You just pop the battery out, you can feed it right through, saves you time and money for paying a mechanic to.
And then there's that plug. It like plugs right into itself. That is so cool.
The Z cage allows you to pull the bottle out from the side of the bottle cage rather than traditional cages where you pull it out of the top. So you unclip that there, and then you have a little multi-tool there. So this allows you to access anything on the bike. And then underneath here, we can use this to loosen the stem cap here. I'll show you this in the feature that Specialized developed. So
okay,
we have a chain tool integrated into the stem here. So if we loosen this off,
it's clever. I feel like James Bond or something. There's all this little gadgetry strewn across the frame.
There's empty space, so why not fill it up with a tool, right?
For real.
And then this is something that you would see on the Expert model only. You're not going to see this on the Comp model. Sometimes this is hard to get off. So you can see you have a little channel there. You'd pop a chain in there, and then this pin with your 4mm tool that you'd stick right in there acts as the pin to push the link out. So you pop your chain link there, it pushes the pin right out the backside, and then you have little master links on the top there.
Sweet.
Like a little SRAM power link. Hydraulic brakes on here, guide brakes. It's dual piston front and rear, and then they spec it with metallic pads just so the pad compound will last a little bit longer.
Okay.
So you'll be able to slow down. It's always a key feature.
Let's get a close-up. Yeah, you want to definitely be able to slow down.
If we click this, the seat post is in the bottom position right now. You push that and let it go all the way to the top, and now you're ready for some cross-country riding. And then when you hit the downhill and descents, you want to lower your center of gravity on the bike, so you sit down on the seat, push the lever in at the same time, and then let go of the lever, and it will lock it right in place. Hike fork, so it's a little bit of an upgrade. It's going to be a little bit smoother, and you do have more adjustment on a fork like this. You have the rebound adjustment down here. It's going to feel a little bit more plush and be a little bit more buttery for you overall. This is an anti-friction coating on this stanchion here. And it's actually, you know, they utilize this coating in aircraft applications for like hydraulic actuators and things similar to that.
Cool.
And electromechanical.
This comes in 4 different sizes, so there's a small, medium, large, and extra large. And if you're a smaller person, but the brake levers are kind of standard, well, now you can adjust that so that your smaller fingers can still work it. I'm gonna power it up here. That's the other thing, like maybe when I come back, Garrett and I will look at the app, because this is very simple. It's like minimal. You turn the bike on, these little LED markers, there are 10 of them, and they give you some feedback about how full the battery is. When you can arrow up to get to the highest level of assist, 3, or arrow down to get to the lowest. And of course, the lower you are, the further you're gonna be able to go, but you're not gonna get that assistance, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it all the way up to 3. See how fast that thing just like, it cuts out like right away, which is awesome.
Different features that the application offers. So here we have our map feature. So similar to what you see on like Google Maps or even some Strava applications, depending on which one you have, it'll give you like an outline of where you're riding at. On the next screen here, this is where it gets a little bit more intuitive with the bike as far as, you know, a lot of the features that the customers are going to care about the most. And everybody's worry when they buy an electric bike and they're out there on the trails, how long is the battery going to last? You know, if I'm doing a 20-mile ride, will I have enough battery to get back? On this here, you can actually set your battery up to how much percentage you want left at the end of your ride. So say you go for a 2-hour ride, you want 10% left. By the time you return, you estimate your ride's going to be, you know, 30 kilometers or whatnot. And then you can also set the duration of your ride, so 2 hours, 30 minutes. And obviously, you know, the life and range of your battery is going to be dependent on, you know, the elevation that you're climbing. Here you have your distance. It's more, you know, just a second by second database of all the information getting fed into the app. Speed, distance, all that
battery
stuff.
level.
Definitely has the fun factor. You know, you want to get out and keep riding further and longer because you have the ability with the pedal assist. Also, the most fun I had with it was going up the downhill trails. So, you know, really seeing how the bike can handle technical climbing, kind of toying with the engagement and the sensor. Definitely serves its purpose. For me, I love building trails, so it opens up the ability for me to pack more weight and tools. You can take any line, same thing with climbing. I was pointing it towards the ruts, pointing it towards the sand, various types of rocks, just to see, you know, the limits of how far I could push it. Early Monday morning, I had 2 guys I went past. I said, oh man, you gotta have a motor on that. And pulled both hands off the bar. Oh man. And that's about all I heard because I went by them so fast.